Breaking news. Are you ready, Chargers fans? Because what I'm about to share will get your heart racing. It's time for one of the most exciting moments of the offseason. But before we dive in, if you're a true Chargers fan, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss out on breaking news, big predictions, and bold takes. Now, let's jump into the action. This offseason has been full of energy, new faces, bold moves, and a whole lot of potential. With Jim Harbaugh stepping into his second year, expectations are sky high. And if history tells us anything, year 2 under Harbaugh, that's when things really click. We're going game by game, looking at the schedule, breaking down key matchups, and asking the big question, can the Chargers make that leap? Week 1 starts with a bang, a showdown in Brazil, and guess who's on the other side? The Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, it's not just a game, it's a global stage. And while fans are understandably frustrated that it's a home game away from SoFi, this is also a massive opportunity. The Chiefs aren't invincible anymore. We've seen cracks forming, even with stars like Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes. And the Chargers? They're hungry. They've got fresh talent, a new mindset, and a chip on their shoulder. This feels like the perfect time to make a statement, not just to the Chiefs, but to the entire AFC West. A win in Brazil could be the start of a power shift. And don't forget, we've seen this story before. Think back to when the Lions shocked the Chiefs in the season opener. That same underdog energy, the Chargers have it now. So, why not the Chargers? Why not Week 1? Stay tuned, because we're just getting started. The rest of the schedule, even tougher. But this team is ready. Remember how the Lions turned heads a couple of years ago under Dan Campbell? That season sparked a transformation, a gritty, fearless team that no one could ignore. Now, look at the Chargers. That same energy, that same fire. It's building in LA. With the spotlight of the international opener shining on them, the Chargers have a real chance to shake things up in the AFC West. Everything points to a breakout moment. Year 2 under Jim Harbaugh, a reloaded roster, and a quarterback like Justin Herbert who's hungry to prove something. This is the kind of storm that catches even the best teams off guard. Yes, even the Chiefs. I've got a feeling about this one. Call me optimistic, but the Bolts look ready to shock the world. I'm calling it now. Chargers 26, Chiefs 20 in Week 1. That's how you make a global statement. Now, let's roll into Week 2. And it's a rivalry we never get tired of. Chargers versus Raiders. The Raiders have made some moves. They've added a few young names and brought in a new direction. But make no mistake, they're still finding their footing. The Chargers? They've already laid the foundation. They're not figuring things out anymore. They're executing. Even on the road, I see LA controlling this matchup. It won't be flashy, but it'll be solid. Chargers 21, Raiders 17. Another divisional win in the books. And just like that, Week 3 brings another tough one. The Denver Broncos. Let's be honest, this is where it starts to get tricky. Denver's been quietly stacking talent. They've added dangerous weapons on defense and are buying into the Sean Payton system. That secondary? It's no joke. I hate to say it, but this might be one of those early stumbles. While the Chargers are on the rise, the Broncos have had a head start in rebuilding their identity. It feels like a close one that could go either way. But for now, I'm giving this one to Denver. It's a reminder, the AFC West isn't a walk in the park. Week 3 might sting a little. Coming off a thrilling win against Kansas City and a confident showing versus the Raiders, the Chargers walk into Denver, and things don't go as planned. Sometimes momentum takes a hit, and in this case, the Broncos punch back. They've built real defensive firepower, and their secondary clamped down when it counted. Final score, Chargers 21, Broncos 26. A narrow loss, but one that sharpens focus for what's ahead. Now, on to Week 4. The Chargers head to New York to face the Giants, a team trying to rebuild after a 3-14 season. Despite some flashy additions like Russell Wilson and Abdul Carter, The Giants are still a few years away from being taken seriously. This is the kind of matchup where good teams take care of business. And Los Angeles? They do just that. Hampton dominates. He finds rhythm. He finds lanes. And by the end of the day, he finds the end zone more than once. This is the breakout performance we've been waiting for. The kind of game that says, this guy's the future. Chargers control the tempo, dominate both lines, and walk away with a statement win. Chargers 26, Giants 9. Fast forward to Week 5, and the test gets real. The Washington Commanders are legit. They finished 12-5 last year, and with the likes of Deebo Samuel, Terry McLaurin, and rising star Jaden Daniels, they're no joke. Daniels especially has emerged as a dynamic dual-threat quarterback, the kind that gives defenses headaches. The Chargers fight hard, and they keep it close. Herbert delivers under pressure, and the defense comes up with big stops. But in the final minutes, Washington edges it out. It's a hard-fought battle, but one that slips away. Final: Chargers 20, Commanders 23. The Bolts fall to 3-2, but the signs are clear. This team is built for the long haul. Now, Week 6 takes us to Miami, and here's where things get interesting. The road slate this year is kinder to the Chargers, and they're thriving away from home. The Dolphins? They're retooling after a disappointing 8-9 finish, and while they've added a few key names, they're still searching for an identity. Jim Harbaugh's crew steps in with purpose. Herbert commands the offense with poise, and the run game continues to heat up. Miami has flashes, sure, but LA looks sharper, faster, and more cohesive. This is how good teams win on the road, and the Chargers deliver. Week 6. At Miami, tough sun, fast turf, and a quarterback who's always one hit away from disaster. That's what the Chargers walk into when they land in Miami. The Dolphins are trying to rebuild their trenches, but they've also lost pillars like Terron Armstead and Javon Holland, and that kind of talent isn't easily replaced. Everything rides on Tua, and that uncertainty gives the Chargers an edge. By now, LA is clicking. The offense is smooth, the defense is fast, and Hampton is leaving defenders in the dust. The Chargers control the pace and force the Dolphins to play catch-up. They can't. Final score: Chargers 28, Dolphins 20. LA improves to 4-2. Week 7 versus Indianapolis. If there's one game fans should feel confident about this season, it's this one. The Colts come into SoFi still unsure about their identity at quarterback. Is it Daniel Jones or Anthony Richardson? Either way, the Chargers have the defensive front to cause chaos for both. Add to that the Colts' weakened interior offensive line, with longtime center Ryan Kelly gone, and it's a recipe for Herbert and company to take control. Sure, Jonathan Taylor is still a game breaker, but without protection, even he'll struggle to carry the load. This one feels like it's never out of LA's hands. They manage the clock, control the field, and stay in command from kickoff to final whistle. Final score: Chargers 23, Colts 12. A clinical win that pushes the Bolts to 5-2. Week 8 versus Minnesota, Thursday Night Football. Now this one's special. Prime time, Thursday night. SoFi under the lights. A showdown of rising powers. Justin Herbert takes center stage, and on the other side, J.J. McCarthy, the Harbaugh protege, now leading Minnesota into a new era. Add in Justin Jefferson lighting up the outside, and this game is destined to be electric. The Vikings, fresh off a 14-3 campaign, are stacked. They raided the trenches in the offseason, bringing in names like Ryan Kelly, Will Fries, and Jonathan Allen. The Chargers, they're ready for it. This is the type of game where stars shine, and Herbert refuses to be outdone on his own field. High scoring, high energy, the kind of game that shows exactly why the Chargers are dangerous in 2025. They punch, Minnesota punches back, but LA finishes. Chargers prove they're for real. Week 8. Recap: Chargers 37, Vikings 31. That was a shootout for the ages. Explosive, relentless, and everything you'd want from two high-octane teams under the primetime lights. The Chargers walked out of that one with more than just a win. They proved they can go toe-to-toe with the league's elite and come out on top. The scoreboard lit up, and Herbert was surgical. Momentum? Fully charged. Week 9, at Tennessee next up, the Titans. A team at the beginning of a rebuild, still trying to find its footing. They've got a shiny new quarterback in Cam Ward and some respectable pickups on offense. But make no mistake, this is a team still under construction. The Titans' lack of chemistry and holes on defense show up early, and the Chargers waste no time taking control. Herbert dices up the secondary, and the defense makes Ward look every bit like a rookie. Total domination. Final score, Chargers 31, Titans 6, and LA surges to 7-2. Week 10 versus Pittsburgh. Steelers games always come with grit. Whether they're contenders or just hanging on, Pittsburgh shows up to hit hard and drag you into a dogfight. This one's no different. Rumors swirl around who's under center for them. If it's Aaron Rodgers, things get interesting. If not, the edge swings even harder toward the Chargers. Either way, LA walks into this matchup laser-focused. The defense locks down the run, and the offense grinds out just enough to stay ahead. It's not flashy, it's not easy, but it's a win. Final score, Chargers 17, Steelers 13. Ugly, but effective. Record 8-2. Week 11, at Jacksonville. This one means something. It's more than a regular season matchup. It's payback. The last time these two teams met, the Chargers walked off the field stunned by a historic playoff collapse. That bitter taste still lingers. But this time, LA comes ready. Jacksonville's got potential, young weapons, athletic talent, and a quarterback in Trevor Lawrence who can light it up when hot. But the Chargers don't flinch. They strike early, control the tempo, and keep the pressure on all night. Revenge served cold. Chargers 33, Jaguars 24, and just like that, LA hits 8-3 with momentum building. Week 12, bye week. The timing couldn't be better. At 8-3, the Chargers hit their bye at the perfect moment, a critical breath before the storm. The roster has battled, the bodies are banged up, and now it's time to recharge. But this break isn't just about rest, it's about refocus. Because what comes next? It's a brutal final stretch, and every snap is going to count. Week 13 versus Raiders. The Chargers come out of the bye with their eyes locked on a familiar rival, the Raiders. Las Vegas has made some improvements. Sure, they're more competitive than they were a year ago, but this isn't their time yet. LA doesn't stumble. Not off a bye. Not against the Raiders. The Chargers dominate early, hold the line late, and finish the sweep. Another division win and another confident step forward. Final, Chargers 28, Raiders 19, record 9-3 Week 14 versus Eagles. This one? A heavyweight bout. The Eagles are a proven powerhouse, stacked on both sides of the ball, battle-tested and physical. Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Saquon Barkley, the names alone send a message. And yet, the Chargers don't blink. They trade punches, they push the tempo, and they keep it close all 4 quarters. But Philly's depth and experience win the day. Still, LA walks away knowing they can hang with anyone, even the NFC's best. Final, Eagles 31, Chargers 24. Record 9-4 Week 15- at Chiefs Arrowhead. It's Arrowhead in December, cold, loud, merciless. The Chargers already beat Kansas City earlier in the year, a statement win that echoed across the division. Now the Chiefs want blood, and this time it's a slugfest. Justin Herbert and the offense throw haymakers, but Kansas City answers back. It's tight, it's tense, and in the final moments, a single defensive stand makes the difference. A bitter loss, but a clear message. This is no longer a one-team division. Final, Chiefs 34, Chargers 30 record, 9-5 Week 16 versus Cowboys. The regular season starts winding down, but the heat is still rising, and here come the Dallas Cowboys. Loaded with talent but plagued by inconsistency, Dallas is unpredictable. One week they look unstoppable, the next they're stumbling. That makes them dangerous. The Chargers? Steady, focused, battle-hardened. They take advantage of Dallas's lapses. Micah Parsons gets pressure, but Herbert stays poised. The defense bends, but doesn't break. And by the fourth quarter, LA finds the edge they need. Final: Chargers 27, Cowboys 23. Record 10-5. Week 16 versus Cowboys continued. By this point in the season, the Chargers aren't just winning, they're controlling. The offensive line is paving lanes, the ground game is relentless, and Justin Herbert is orchestrating like a maestro. Against Dallas, a team full of talent but lacking cohesion, LA makes a statement. The defense bends but doesn't break, and the offense dictates the rhythm. In short, the Chargers play their brand of football. Final: Chargers 25, Cowboys 16. Record 10-5, Week 17 versus Texans. Some games carry emotional weight. This one? It's personal. Last season, Houston crushed the Chargers' playoff hopes. It was one of the toughest nights in Justin Herbert's career, a painful collapse, and a wound that lingered all offseason. Now, with playoff positioning on the line and revenge in the air, the Bolts return home determined to flip the script. The Texans are no slouch. C.J. Stroud is maturing into a star, and the pass rush duo of Will Anderson Jr. and Danielle Hunter is as dangerous as it gets. But the Chargers don't flinch. They play with purpose, and this time, the moment belongs to them. Final: Chargers 30, Texans 27. Record 11-5 Week 18 at Broncos Mile High. Denver took the first meeting. They came out fast, caught the Chargers off guard, and reminded everyone how loud Mile High can get. But this time it's different. LA rolls into Week 18 with momentum. They've tightened up, they've endured, and now they're ready to close. It's a tough place to play, no doubt, but the Chargers aren't the same team from early in the season. They're battle-tested, confident, dangerous, and they finish the job. Final: Chargers 23, Broncos 20. Regular season record 12-5. Final thoughts. Let's be clear, this isn't the same 11-6 or 12-5 that might have come easy in a softer year. This one, it's earned. The schedule was stacked. The games were brutal. But the Chargers fought, adapted, and grew. Second year under Jim Harbaugh. The impact is obvious. This team has identity, it has grit, and above all, it has belief. From tough road wins to high-stakes revenge, LA showed they belong in the postseason conversation. This is no longer a team trying to prove itself. This is a team demanding respect. And with stars ascending, Hampton, Trey Harris, maybe a surprise or two on defense, the Chargers are poised to be more than just a playoff team. They're a real threat. A new chapter is being written in Los Angeles, and the AFC West should take notice.